Hello there, Mine is here and this is How and Why. Consider this episode as a continuation of last week's ridiculous laws across the USA. I deliberately misspelled the word Arkansas because it is strictly prohibited to do so. As I was writing the script, I was wondering myself why it is spelled and pronounced differently. So for those out there who have the same question, here it is. This state can be a reason for debate. Not for sports though, nor for border disputes. No. This state can cause fighting words because of its name. For real. You see, this is pronounced Kansas, while this is pronounced Arkansas. Despite the fact that they have 6 identical letters, they are pronounced differently. So what's wrong with this name? Well, this dates back to the colonization ages. This region was a favorite spot for French explorers between the 17th and 18th century. It was also home of many Native American Indian tribes, the Quapaws, who lived west of the Mississippi River. Because of their location, they were known as the downstream people by some other tribes, and the Algonquian-speaking Indians of the Ohio Valley gave the name Ukanasa to this area according to the Arkansas Tech University. The explorers of the time made maps of those regions and wrote the names by hearing. They spelled the names depending on how they perceived them to be pronounced. As a result, it was quite common to misspell a place name. So after Marquette and Joliet, who spelled the Indian name Akansi, later René Cavalier, aka La Salle, spelled it Arkansas on a map, then the explorer Le Harpe in the early 1700s called the river Arkansas and the Indians Les Arkansas, and finally in 1811 the American explorer Zebulon Pike spelled it Arkansas. Why? Map makers of the time made the best maps, although they couldn't possibly be compared to today's nigh flawless ones. As you can see, no one really knew how to pronounce Arkansas. This created a disambiguation of the word, plus not many people could even read back then, especially in the newly formed USA, so the word was traveling by speech rather than as a written word. This dispute went to the Congress, as 2 US senators from Arkansas called their own state differently. One called it Arkansas and the other Arkansas. It eventually took an act of the General Assembly to settle this issue. In 1881, the legislature passed a resolution that the spelling would be Arkansas and the pronunciation was to be Arkansas. Lawmakers said that it preserved the memory of the original residents of the state and honored the French explorers. Not a crystal clear explanation, but an effective one. Though even to this day, some of the residents of this state call themselves Arkansans, which is widely accepted, but the majority call themselves Arkansasiers. So I hope this filled up your curiosity with a bit of history on the matter. Thank you for being here today, and as always, thanks for watching.